So I was seeing the trailer, and one can see that you've sort of shot and in these locations in Goa, and you're sort of exploring the underbelly of Goa. So what was it like shooting there? Because these are not your scenic, exotic locales of Goa.
Goa's got a tremendous amount of character. It's got a tremendous amount of history as well. So the locations were actually really interesting for us, at least me, to go and work in.
The nature of the show is quite dark and gritty, and then so you need those locations also to sort of portray that, and that's why I think a lot of times, particularly in you will see you'll see more beautiful houses and old buildings and antique furniture and all that you will see in the show. But I think in a short period of time, if you have to communicate the idea of what the show is about, you have to put together a series of visuals that will communicate it best. And I think because it's dark and gritty, those are the visuals that you are seeing that is dark and gritty.
Now digital is being perceived as this threat to cinema, but within digital there's so much competition. How do you look at that as actors? Is that even a thought that crosses your mind?
Is presented as contrary. I don't understand this ever. Theatre versus film. Yeah. Film versus web series. There is no versus.
Yeah, it's all coexist.
Everybody's just doing things.
See, people used to feel that about television before. When TV came, like, oh, nobody's going to watch films, but that didn't happen, right? But I'm a cinema lover. I really feel that it's the experience that you can have by watching a film is parallel to none. Perception-wise, there is a threat. People are like, oh, everybody's going to start watching things on their mobile phones now. Nobody will come to the cinema. So a lot of makers, it is a perception, but it's only a perception, it's not a reality. The magic of cinema will always remain. You can never, there is nothing that comes even remotely close to the experience that you can have going to a movie hall and watching a film with 500 strangers around you.
I ask you particularly for the accent that I saw a little bit in the trailer of. Like, what exactly is that? Where is your character from in the show?
I think my character is a bit of a mongrel there. Like, he's not exactly from there, but he's lived there for a lot of his life, so he's picked up on things, and I think his accent actually changes drastically depending on who he's talking to. And that's part of his thing. He's like a little chameleon in Goa, fitting in with who he needs to fit in with at the time.
Pandora's box that's opened with the Me Too movement. I just want to know that, what do you think as actors who are working here is the takeoff from here?
It's high time. We need to have this difficult conversation. We need to get guidelines in place and regulations in place. And it's not only that an idea that we need to perpetuate to have safe environments to work in, but also the unions need to sort of have regulations in place. And this is not going to happen over a few days. This is going to take time.
I agree that it's going to take time, and it's really a more complicated issue than a snap answer just now can give. But I think part of the problem is, I think part of the thing that also needs to change is just like education and sensitization programs going all the way down the line. Not simply sexual harassment laws in the workplace, but sex education and awareness and emotional management and access to psychiatric help. To me, I don't want the result to be a band-aid on a gaping wound, which I do believe it is.
And monsters are created by that, no?
Exactly.